I've been fascinated by that question. How do you turn a reader into a writer? And how specifically do you find someone like me who identifies as South Asian and comes from an Indian heritage? How do you turn someone like me from a reader or from a person with an idea into someone who brings that idea to life, into a writer, into a creator? And so I think there's a couple of different things that make that happen. The first one is actually an invitation. I think you have to invite people in even before they've done anything, or even if they have an idea, or even if that you think they have an idea, to invite them in. The second thing think you need to do is believe in them. I think you need to believe in people before they believe in themselves. And I think it's really important that belief sees them for who they fully are, their identity, their cultural context, the challenges that they face, perhaps the lack of belief they have in themselves. And the third thing I think you need, after an invitation, after believing in someone, is a system. I think you need a system for showing people how to be productive and effective at what they want to do and how they want to write or create, and to immerse themselves in a world of ideas that speak to each other. And lastly, I think you need community. Nothing in this world gets done if we sit by ourselves, although for many writers, we have to sit by ourselves for long periods of time. I think what we need is the support of others who encourage us and nurture us and inspire us on our journey. So those 4 reasons are the reasons that I started the SAARI Collective. SAARI Collective is a media startup and a community. We're a space to increase the visibility of South Asian writers in Australia. So if you don't know what a South Asian is a person who comes from the countries and the diaspora connected to the Indian subcontinent and all the countries surrounding it. You might not know, but in Australia, there's over 1.3 million South Asians right now. We're the fastest growing group in the country, one of the best educated, and yet we still face barriers, both from a seeing ourselves perspective, which we don't often in media or in publishing or in many other spaces. From a discriminatory perspective, there's been recent studies that people with surnames like Singh get discriminated against in job applications. But there's also cultural barriers. So cultural barriers like that in our community, sometimes taking a creative leap that might not be well paid is often frowned upon from a migrant perspective because it's not as lucrative or it's not as safe as other careers. And yet we have one of the most amazing literary histories and cultures in South Asia, and we often struggle to tap into it. So SAARI Collective started 2.5 years ago, and our purpose is to increase the visibility of South Asians in this country. So far, what we've done is we've published over 150 different South Asian voices across Australia, and 50% of those have published and had their first paid byline with us. We've issued invitations to more than 450 different writers to write for us, which has been pretty amazing. Some of them have written, some of them have supported us, some of them have attended our events. And we've been recognized as a space that's safe, a space that's culturally sensitive, but a space that gives South Asians in Australia the privilege that non-South Asians often get, which is to see themselves as talking about their identity on par and equal with talking about who they are as Australians and the things they're interested in. People on our platform have written about things as interesting as, being a super smeller and having a heightened sense of smell, on Australian politics, on the COVID pandemic and science, on entrepreneurship and starting a startup, on being a mom and learning how to run later in life. SAARI has been recognized. We won the Victorian government's Multicultural Media Award last year, and we were funded by the Google News Equity Fund because of our work representing underrepresented audiences. But what we're most proud of is that over 2 million people have visited our site and read the content that SAARI produces, which means that we're a platform to leverage the visibility of so many first-time writers. In addition to that, it's more so the stories that come out. People that have come to us and said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have written, or thank you so much, or people recognized and believed in me because they saw me publish through your platform. We also are really proud of the fact that we're inclusive. What we've done, for example, is that we've engaged with organizations like arts organizations, theater companies, museums, and we've helped support and highlight and showcase South Asian talent and inclusive South Asian communities. In Victoria, we ran the very first after party for a production featuring South Asians and transgender people. And through a party, that was the first time that I'd ever seen a party with South Asians and transgender people sharing an intersection of culture. We're really proud of the work we've done. But what's really important is that we want to issue with where I started. An invitation. An invitation to South Asians who are out there, or people who are on the journey of discovering what it means to be South Asian, to come to us, to find a space, to come with zero experience, and to find a place to write. We'll provide you with belief. We'll provide you with some really cool tech tools and a system. And most importantly, we'll provide you with a community. And we think that's the most important thing that we can create, and that's the gift that we want to give. So if you're listening to this and you're South Asian, please come to us. If you're not and you know a South Asian, please find us. And if you're not South Asian, please check out our content and learn what it means to be South Asian and learn the interesting stories, writing, and perspectives that we bring to Australia, which need to be seen so much more. Thank you.